Hi guys, just want to walk you through a new feature in Pro Tools. It's a feature which has been kind of requested by the community for a very long time at this point. It's something which a lot of other DAWs have had for years and years and years as well. The implementation of it on Pro Tools is actually quite good, I think. So we're going to run through it. And that feature is folder tracks. So folder tracks are an organizational type of track which Pro Tools now has, which allow you to put different things into a folder which you can expand and contract, and just helps you tidy up your session a little bit more. So let's go over onto our edit window here. You can see that we've got a fair few tracks in this session. In fact, we've got quite a lot of different drum tracks over here. So we might want to organize them into a folder. I've also got quite a few backline tracks. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways of creating these folders. I'm working in an older session which hasn't had this implemented yet. So I'm going to show you a couple of things to do with that as well. So folder tracks are located in our old friend, the tracks menu. And in the track type drop down, we actually have two new options. We have a routing folder and a basic folder. So let's create one of each. So what you'll see is that a basic folder doesn't have any inputs or outputs on it. And that's because a basic folder is just an organizational unit. You just put tracks in there and they live there until you want to do something with them, that sort of thing. A routing folder operates in the same way, but it has the addition of kind of the features of an aux track. So let's say you are taking all of your drums and you're putting them into an aux track. Well, you can now put them into a routing folder. And that routing folder will do the same thing as the aux track. You'll select the inputs and outputs of the different tracks and route them through into a bus. That bus will then go through into your kind of new aux, if you like, which is the routing folder. And you'll be able to route all the audio through that. So it's kind of like taking this folder concept and then applying it into the traditional sort of aux structure that we've used previously, which is good. It's a really good thing. Basic folders don't use that, so they can be used flexibly in that way. So I'm going to create a routing folder called, we'll call this folder vocals. For the routing folder, we'll call this backline route. We'll just go through that. Cool. And I'm going to press create. And they come through like that. And they have this folder icon, which indicates that they're a folder. And quite simply, if we want our vocals to go into here, we can include the vocal bus on this, I believe. I'm going to select all of my vocals, and I'm just going to drag it onto here. And there we go. We've got our vocal folder just here. And we can use the folder icon to bring it in and out. And that's replicated on the mix window just here. So we can have all of our vocals within this folder, which is nice and simple. The I/O also creates a bus for us. So we're just going to change this up. So our vocals are obviously going to go to our... there we go. Our vocals are obviously going to go to the main mix from the vocal routing folder here. And what we've got currently set up within our vocals is actually this bus. And we kind of don't need that anymore. So we can just get rid of it. And instead of our Vox bus just here, we could go to our vocals route. Or we can just change this up. And that's it. So our vocals all live together now. They're in a folder, and that folder has been turned into kind of our aux, our bus, our routing for this.
Come rescue me, I'm falling.
Cool, that's good. In terms of just our normal folder, we'll do this for our backline. And again, we just click and drag, and whilst we can still solo the stuff in that folder and mute the stuff in that folder, which is really useful, we don't actually get the same sort of routing options as before. It's just kind of an organizational unit. Personally, I would find the basic folder much more useful if I'm kind of sorting out samples, that sort of thing, or if I'm working on basically a non-music project, a film project or a games project, that kind of thing, where you have vast amounts of files which need to go somewhere but don't necessarily need complex routing. Things like sound effects don't need complex routing usually. Or just going through to a main VCA or main master. Whereas routing folders are going to be much more useful in music, where we have a lot of different tracks which are going into them. There's one more thing that we can do on older sessions like this, which we've not created in the new version of Pro Tools. We can actually take an old bus and turn it into a routing bus. So what I'm going to do here is on this drum bus, I'm going to right click on the track title, and we've got convert aux to routing folder. So we've got an aux track here, and this aux is going to be turned into a routing folder. So just click on that, and this preserves the buses, but what we just need to do now is take all of our drums here and just drag them over once again, and it actually changes the bus position. Personally, I've always worked with my buses at the end of my audio tracks. Pro Tools have implemented this so it goes at the start. It's fine, and it's just the same drum bus that we had before. Great. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.